What is up? It is Ye-Boy, and I'm here to do a replay review. That's not the red button. Extras, replays, and I got it to where this is the only one that shows up, so I can't possibly mistake it for anything else, like I have never done before. This is Michael's first ones win, 8-7. That's a lot of score. You were scoring a lot, Michael. Not gonna lie. All right, we got Kevin. Hold on, let me just stop this. Jump into hopefully your perspective. There we go. Holy kickoff win. That was actually really solid on the kickoff. You just drove straight up to it and jumped into it the last second. That's really solid on the kickoff, actually. Little double jump. It's calculated. Turning to challenge the ball. That's good. That's a good challenge on the ball because you stay goal side the whole time. So it really shuts down his options when he's trying to dribble at you. Yeah, the way that you headed him off here, he may have been able to cut this around you if he was a little faster, but you turned and you cut off the angle really fast. So that's definitely a good play because let me get my little drawy here. Is this it? This is it. Okay, cool. Always got to figure this tool out. So yeah, the fact that you're staying directly in between your the ball and your goal, which is way over here, when you're making this shot, that is the greatest arrow I've ever drawn. Okay, there we go. We fixed it. The fact that you're putting yourself directly in between this really makes it to where he can't shoot from here. So it really kind of puts the pressure on him, even though he's driving at you. You know what I mean? So yeah. When you're making a challenge, stay between the ball and the goal, and make everything easier. As we can see here, we still got the offensive possession off of it because the 50-50 was so neutral. But I like how you're following him around here. You're not letting him get any space. That's good. Bumped him away. Definitely calculated. Could have challenged that there, but that's okay. A little whiff. So when you challenge this, you always want to in a situation like this, you always want to wait for them to move, kind of. So like when he doesn't shoot right there, at this point you kind of have to wait for what he does to see what he does, because if he could put this any number of places, if you're watching where he is, he could put this, you know, directly over your head into this corner or behind you. So you can assume that from the angle he's coming at, it's not going to be a really fast shot, so you will have time to react. So definitely patience is the way to go here on this one. Reacting to what he's doing. That way you don't kind of drive past the ball. I've got my tool out. This is uncomfortable. Hold on. Give me my mouse. There we go. Kevin and the Zits? That's a name. I mean, Kevin does seem like a name that would have, like, zits attached to their face, you know? Anyway. Ooh. Oh, wow. He faked you. Holy crap. That was really smart by him to wait there. Because you're yeah. Because you're thinking, you know, you got to make the save. The best advice I could give in this situation is, like, when you're coming around to challenge them, try not too hard to think about, you know, how he could max power hit this in, because if he max powers it, you're probably not going to get in front of it, and people really don't do that until, you know, the really high ranks anyway. So go directly to where the ball is, usually on these side-on challenges where you're coming in and there's nobody in the goal and there's somebody shooting. Try to hit, you know, like this part of the ball. Once you're able to hit this part of the ball, you know, it will shut down most of his options. The only option he has left, you know, is to really boom it. Yeah. So definitely try to challenge at the ball rather than jumping too far ahead. I like that you're reading him though. I like that you're trying to read where he's going. You actually seem to be responding really well to like the opponent's movements. It looks like you're watching, you know, what they're doing and trying to react to them. So that's definitely a good sign. And again, I really like your kickoff. When you get more advanced, this is something I was talking to Finn about too. When you get a little more comfortable with mechanics and more advanced, you'll be able to flip off of the kickoff. Like right around here, you'd flip, and that would allow you to get further without using boost. That way you would land around right here, and you'd still have like 13 boost. See how your tank is empty now? So almost all really higher level kickoffs, pretty much all higher level kickoffs will have you flipping to get to the ball because it simply saves you boost, you know what I mean? That way you're not boostless when you land here. Or you can be an idiot like me and use the boost with the flip to get extra speed and just crash into the ball and hope for the best. That's my style of kickoff. But yeah, your positioning off the kickoff is definitely doing work here. I don't know why the replay is like that. Yeah, see, you're doing really good with reading the opponent and shutting him down before he gets to your half when, you know, there's space like this. Definitely want to see more of that, you know. You turn towards where he was heading and actually shut off the angle that he was trying to use there. And you have the open net. Good shot. Damn, Michael. Damn. Scaring me. Scaring me, boy. Already hit open nets better than I do. Look at that. Just drive up. Shoot it. What could go wrong? A little off to the side on that one, but that'll come with like consistency, you know. And that's I think honestly your mental game right now is really strong. So I would say that the thing to work on, the area of improvement, as my work would say, in their professional terms, area of opportunity would be to Jesus Christ, you are taking this guy right now. But like I was saying, the area of opportunity would be mechanics. Would be getting used to the movement of the car, especially power sliding. I feel like power sliding is a good skill to learn right now for you. Using the power slide to make sharp, quick turns in order to change direction faster while, you know, saving momentum and saving boost. If I gave you something to work on, it would be power sliding. And that would help you like in those situations where you're challenging, like earlier, where you're challenging somebody who's shooting on the goal. It allows you to actually turn and respond to them a lot better. Hey, there's a power slide right there. That's what I'm talking about. Great challenge, dude. Like, you got high for that too. I don't know how much you were reading it, but like you actually held your jump longer so that you'd have the height to make that challenge. That was the greatest thing. I gotta see that again. It's just like both people are like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? He's like, I'm gonna put it over there. You're like, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. I can go off my post. You almost had that challenge off there. That was a good shot by him. It was a good shot by him to put in the open net. What rank is this, by the way? I'm not sure. So if this is like silver or bronze, it has gotten better. It's scary how much the Rocket League community improves over time as the older players get better and, you know, the newer players struggle. Great power slide to turn around. Missed the opportunity to hit the ball, but still got back in time. That's good. And you're actually using, I didn't even think about that. You're actually using ball cam and fix cam really well. Like, that's something that newer players usually struggle to pick up is transitioning between ball cam and fix cam. They usually stick on one and just never turn it off. Or they turn it off, or they like turn ball cam off for long periods of time while they're getting boost. But yours is actually pretty seamless. Like, Normally I'll notice it immediately, but that's why I hadn't said anything about it, because I hadn't even noticed it. You're actually flipping in a very sensical way, flipping it to get boost, flipping it off the second you have the boost. That's actually a really good habit. I think that'll do you work for field awareness. Let me see what happened on this challenge here. Okay, so you were swinging a little wide on the challenge. Maybe this is maybe I'm going a little too far ahead here, but this hitting, and it's not as important in ones. I got to make that distinction. But hitting the back post is something that you're gonna hear everybody tell you. Hitting the back post does a lot of things, because when you're sitting here, you can cover this whole area pretty easily. And in even higher level games, when they're banging crap off the backboard, like bam, I'm gonna pass it to my teammate like that, then you can get up on the back wall and defend it really easily. That's probably for later though. But I would say get into the habit of instead of swinging out for this boost here, swinging inwards and hitting kind of this area. Because now if he say turns and takes a shot right now, he will have the angle to beat you there. But if you turn inwards a little bit towards your goal, even if you're not full boost, even if you weren't full boost, this will allow you to defend basically everything that he can do. Everything that he can do, you can shut down like this. The alternative for defense would be to right up next to him and shut him down early. But obviously, since you were kind of rotating, you were actually rotating outside out to the side here, which in general is good. It's a good habit. Even in ones, rotating can sometimes be a good habit. So yeah, I'll get back into the game here. But yeah, you did get there in time. I got lost in the hypothetical of the game, but you did get there in time. It was just a misflip here, but that's okay. I don't worry too much about mechanical mistakes when I review games anyway. I look more about the positioning, the decision making of the person, and I'd say that yours is actually really good. We're getting them kickoff goals. We're staying ball side. And he's messing up his kickoff, but that's okay. We take those. Just keep putting them in. That's all you gotta do. Still center on the kickoff. Always good. Yeah, man, this is a high-scoring game. 10 goals. It was a good idea to go up the wall and challenge him there. I would say so. This can be preference, but a lot of times when I make these slightly up the wall challenges like this, I'll turn fix cam on, ball cam off, and fix cam on. It kind of gives you a smoother transition up the wall so that you can actually see what's happening, because the ball cam can be very disorienting, because it looks like you're kind of on par with the ball right now in terms of level, and you are. But if you were on fix cam, your view would be like this. You wouldn't even be able to see the ball. So, the ball would be in the corner of your screen, and you'd go, "Oh shit, I'm about to miss this," and turn in and be able to make this challenge right now. A lot of times going up the walls, especially fixed cam, provide a better perspective on it. But point being that that you should pay attention to the orientation of your car around walls, because where the line of where you're going can often be very deceiving compared to the line that you're trying to get to. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely a good idea to make this challenge right here. Yeah, if you do get to this ball, there's not much that he can do about it, and it's a lot of pressure that you're forcing on him. So it is a good decision. It's just the execution of being used to how the walls work and how the cameras work and the orientation of your car and all that. And that mostly comes with time and free play. Free play, everybody says it, but free play really is your best friend when it comes to this. Yeah, the point, he actually missed that. The point that I was trying to get to was the way that you 50-50'd this ball. I'm gonna keep coming back to this. I'm sorry. Meaning that the 50-50, you know, just like a kickoff, you know, any 50-50, you want to hit that center of the ball, especially if you can get in between the ball and your goal, even if you're up against the ball, you know what I mean? That's when it's most important to be able to block something. Slightly ranting, apologize about that. Oh, that's a hard open net whip for Kevin and the Zits over here. Good decision to challenge that early, not let him move in on that. I'm serious, dude. Your 1v1 IQ is kind of impressing me right now. Oh, he missed again. Oh no, Kevin, what happened, Kevin? Yeah, you're still like staying in front of him. I don't think you were really ready for the dribble to go like, you know, above his head and over you. The ball typically doesn't leave the ground in that fashion. In this game here, I'd say. Good challenge again, man. I'm serious, dude. You're really making the right decisions. I think that your mechanics are definitely the area to get better in, because that'll allow you to, you know, recover off of that wall, be there faster than him, and put in that open net right there. You know what I mean? Like, if you have that recovery, if you have the mechanics to be able to cover on that wall, you're already at that ball basically. Kevin's out of the picture. You know what I mean? Recovery mechanics using the wall. Definitely things that are the next step. Oh, he's gonna aerial. Nope. Almost had the full volley there. It was a good idea. A lot of times you want to boost into the hits as well. The most valuable place to use boost, counterintuitively sometimes, is at the ball. You know, it's so powerful in ones when you have one person, or when you have yourself alone with the ball with 100 boost. You know what I mean? Like, it just, your options are so wide. You can do whatever you want with the ball, and that's when your playstyle honestly really comes out. So you can't make, you know, those kinds of high boost requiring plays when you use all your boost to move around the field. Ideally, you want to move around the field with the play, so that you're close to the play at all times, and being able to weave in the boost grabs. Obviously, it's one versus one, so, you know, taking the wider paths to get to the boost, and then coming in and challenging the ball from your goal side is perfectly viable. But yeah. I don't even remember what I was talking about. I was ranting there. Sorry. Oh, this guy with the fakes, man. Kevin can't do an aerial, but he can do some fakes. I'll tell you what. Yeah. This it's super hard to read people when they do fakes. You'll get used to it after you've been burned enough times by people, and after you've burned enough people, you'll be able to spot it a lot easier. And, you know, obviously at that point you could just drive up and take the ball. So it's so hard to get faked. It's very demoralizing. Oh, we did a fake kickoff. You just said thank you for the open net, dude. Your shots off the kickoff are pretty good, man. He hasn't had a response from the net. He did it again. He almost got scored on again for it. He did get scored on it again for it. Look at that. Kevin don't learn. Kickoffs are definitely doing work. Ooh, Kevin left the ball alone. Looked like he even tried to steal his boost there. That was a good idea. He got away with the counter attack, fortunately. Let me see. Let's run a hypothetical of what should have should have been done here to prevent, you know, a goal from happening. Yeah, I guess right here. So, especially in ones, it's important to kind of follow the ball. Kind of like I was saying, you never want to end up in ones, especially. You never want to end up like behind the ball, where you're over here and the ball is like over here behind you. So when you see this bounce off the wall going at kind of a this angle, you know, you definitely want to turn, you know, that way, even if it is away from their corner boost. And honestly, even if you're boostless, you can still get back fast enough to defend by dashing, and you'll have a better position to defend from than if you had gone and got the boost when this bounces that sharp. So definitely keep a keen eye on like corner bounces and bounces off of the back wall, because it's easy to get baited in by the shiny yellow thing. And this is where the power slide, especially if maybe you weren't even thinking about the boost and it was like more of a mechanical thing of just turning, this is where the power slide comes in, because you can make a very quick turn and even stay on this ball before he even gets to it, or if he does get to it, you can still, you know, be back in order to play it again, in order to play the ball again. So yeah, just turning sharper on that one. You could beat that ball before he does. Take it into your possession. Oh, he flipped away from the ball. I don't blame you for the boost grab. I don't. I would probably do it too. What is Kevin doing? He's just going off the ceiling and stuff. Kevin loves his fakes. Look at that. It's just fake. Over and over again, it's just fake. Good pressure on him. Now you've got yourself alone with the ball and a lot of boosts. But a long charge up on that. I respect that. That was for the preventing overtime shot. Oh, Kevin lost the kickoff again. Kickoff's doing work. I like how you realize that you can go and actually play that ball. Oh my god. What is this? Bruh, you straight dunked it. Look at that. I like that challenge. The way to get there was a little long, but I like that challenge a lot. Hell yeah, dude, that was a good replay. I think you show a lot of potential, man. I'm not kidding with that. Yeah, I'd say it's just about putting in, you know, the time in the game and the time in free play at this point to get comfortable with the mechanics of, you know, the cars and the way they flip and the way you can use power slide to move around the field. I would also suggest messing with your camera settings a little. I don't know. It really is all about preference and how you want to play the game. And I hope that these are actually your camera settings. Sometimes it's misrepresented in replays. I would suggest messing around with them, seeing where you like them best. I'm sure you've probably done it to a certain degree already. Yeah, making and different camera settings are good for different things. Like I played with one of my friends' camera settings not too long ago, and I actually adopted them. Like this was like a few weeks ago, and it was because like I was doing aerials with his camera settings, and it felt so much easier. Like his camera was raised up a little bit more than mine, so it was like easier to see the ball like when it's directly in front of you, like when you're doing an aerial. It actually made it feel like so much easier. My camera settings were a lot more styled towards dribbling, having the ball like on the ground and the camera was really low to the ground. Very similar to these camera settings. Maybe even these camera settings with the camera a little lower. I would suggest raising the camera up a little bit, just trying that, seeing how it works. If you don't like it, you can go back. Yeah, mess around with those. Get good at the power slides and the mechanics of the car and the recoveries. and then after that comes aerials, and then by that point you'll probably have to kind of upgrade your thinking game and get a little faster at positioning around the field and then learning how do I work with teammates, how do I pass to a teammate, things like that. But I mean, you're doing great, dude. Honestly. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it right there. This has been a 25-minute video. Oh, I went on a little longer than I meant to. Sorry about that. But yeah, hope y'all are quarantining well and doing well. And I'll probably see you online sometime. Peace.